Okay, Tom, so the car has a PVC system. There's a PCV valve in here, and oh yeah, I've got a brand new one. I think a spare, but it's inside this breather cap. This cap and the other cap are the same, except this has the PCV valve in it. Gosh, you should probably never have to mess with it, but if you did, it's in there, and it's attached to the carburetor, of course, like any other system is. But instead of having a breather valve or a breather cap that's just like a filter on it, I always found that there was like a mist, and it kind of made a big mess on the engine. So on this side of the engine, it goes to this catch reservoir here. Let's see, can I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a catch reservoir here. You know, it's got a petcock on the bottom. I've opened that a few times over the years, and almost maybe just a drop at the most comes out. But it's there mainly just to catch any kind of mist, and it's just that's where the breather is. While I'm in this position, you'll see that down there on the collector and on the header is the O2 sensor for the EFI system. So that's where that's located. This is the spark control box for the EFI system, for the distributor, and since it's all integrated, it all works together, which is really nice. And this is the ECU for the EFI. And all these wires under here, this bundle here, was it's all the wiring for the ECU. Of course, this is the windshield wiper motor. These are the ducts that go to those footbox vents from the front of the car. These are the heater hoses that go to the heater behind the dash. See, it's nice braided stainless. This is the water temperature sensor for the EFI system. The other water temperature system on the other side of the manifold is for the gauge, and for the thermostat, the thermostatically controlled controller for the cooling fan. Of course, that's the March alternator. That water pump is from, oh darn, Cool something with a K, like Cool Master or something. But anyway, it's in the receipts. That's a KRC aluminum racing pump for the power steering. Those are custom made. I made those hoses. Just so you know, I had one of those blow once. So good reference. You can go to most Napa places, and they will sell. They can make you a replacement set of hoses. So to get me home, I went to Napa, and they made me a new hose, and away I went. That was nice. That is the coil for the ignition over there, mounted on that piece of fender, inner fender. Oh yeah. Let me to get to the master cylinders for the brake and clutch. Those are all right here, and use a Phillips screwdriver, and this is an access panel. You loosen these. Give it a jiggle, and you'll see that this area here, and these two tabs actually slide underneath this area here and this area here. So it just slides up in there. And this is the rear master cylinder. It's got the R on there. There's a front master cylinder, and way over there is the clutch master cylinder. Just so you know, if you ever have to replace one of those, it's going to be a big deal. But 18 years, I've never had to touch them, so that's great. So and there are 3 reservoirs, one for each of those master cylinders. It goes clutch, front, and rear. Oh, and there's a nifty thing that I will be including. This is what's called a pressure bleeder. To bleed the brakes, the easiest way to do it is to take one of these off, do them one at a time. Say if you want to do your rear brakes, you would take this one off, screw this on it, okay, and with this in the off position, you'll connect your compressed air. And only do 12, 15 pounds. Don't do too much or you'll blow lines and make a big mess. But only like 12 PSI. So get it on there, connect it, and then open this, and then, let's see. Oh yeah, this is the closed position. So put your hose on there, connect it, open it up, pressurize the system, then go to each wheel. You want to do the furthest one away. So you'll want to do the driver's side first, bleed that side, close it up, and bleed this side and close it up, and then come here and turn off this pressure with this, disconnect this, and then relieve the pressure by pulling up again. So you'll want to refer to this video if you ever need to do that. So that's that. So I'll throw this in with the stuff that goes with. This is your power steering fluid. This is the transmission fluid. This is the rear end fluid. Brake fluid. This stuff's expensive. It's racing fluid. I didn't want my brakes to ever get too hot. So there we go. Brake. This is the fabric paint. And these are just some spare ball joint covers, dust covers. And that's that. Trying to think of what else. Again, if you ever need to take this belt off, this serpentine belt, the adjuster down there on the alternator, you'll want to do that to where it loosens the tension. Take it down as pretty far until you can get the belt off, and then it'll come off. I have had an occasion where it's actually easier to undo this bolt. First you got to put some kind of like a big screwdriver in there to keep the pulley from moving. But loosen this bolt and pull this pulley off after you loosen the tension on the belt. But take this pulley off, and then the whole belt will come off. It's a piece of cake. What you don't want to do is you don't want to be messing with this adjuster here. This bolt here allows you to adjust the tension on the belt for the power steering, but just leave that alone. Okay? Don't mess with this. You should never have to adjust anything, but this is the mechanical throttle linkage. You've got the pedals down there, down in here. You've got this solid linkage here that goes to this connection here with the solid bar there, and it's connected to the firewall here and over here. And then you've got this connection here with this solid bar there. You should never have to mess with it, but if you do, this is where it's at. Let's look, see if there's anything else you need to know. I think that's about it. By the way, those are halogen headlamps. I upgraded those some years ago. They work great. The front turn signals are incandescents. The rears are LED. I really wanted to be seen from behind. I didn't want anybody running into me. I put it on your spec sheet, but the tires should be inflated to 25 PSI all the way around. Do not inflate them to the value on the side of the tire. It'll be way too much, and it'll ride really, really rough and wear poorly. 25 PSI. Let's see. In the trunk, like I said, the battery is right here. This is where the underneath there. Pull the carpet back, and you'll see 4 screws to hold on the cover for that. I believe the handle is still on the battery, so you kind of pull it up. It's not fun, it's not easy, but you only have to do it like every 5 or 6 years. And make sure you use the Optima red top battery with the terminals on the top only, not the tops and sides, because it comes in both flavors. Only the top terminals. Don't get a battery that has side terminals, because you don't want a battery making connection with an aluminum box. Here's the tool bag. It's got a bunch of stuff in there. Emergency tools you might want if you're ever on the side of the road. When I lost my power steering, I had everything I needed right there. That worked great. These are your battery terminals. So if you ever need to jump it for whatever reason, or jump somebody else, or to charge the battery, you can do it right here with those. That's pretty much all you need to know back here. For gas, you just pull that down, lift that up. Here's your gas cap. Gas it up like any other car. I torque my lug nuts to 110 pounds, and I use a torque wrench. You'll want to get yourself one. To lift up the car, there are these spots right here where you can put your floor jack, and you can lift it up there, and it'll lift the entire side of the car. And then you'll take 2x4 blocks that I've got, and you'll put one on each of the 4 corners, and two of them under this corner. Okay, so it's cocked up a little bit on this side. That allows you to get the floor jack underneath there. And on my floor jack, you'll notice, pardon the mess. On my floor jack, I bought this on Amazon. It's just a big jack pad, and it works great. And it fits right down in there on my floor jack. I used to have it kind of glued in there, but it came out. But it fits in there real nice. You'll want to get you something like this. Otherwise, the little rubber thing that comes with the jack, the edge of it here will scar up the chassis, and you don't want that. So I got this one from Jegs. You'll see that. It raises high enough to allow you to get under the car and put jack stands and really work under the car. And it's low profile enough to get under there. It's kind of a pain. I'm not gonna lie to you. But after you do it a couple times, it'll be old hat and you'll be fine. Hey, room's falling down. Okay, there we go. I think that's all I have for you. Well, I'll get these videos posted. Enjoy your car, man.